My boyfriend only eats pizza, refuses to try anything else, and plans on keeping this up for the next 15 years, and it's driving me crazy. I'm a 24-year-old woman and I met Jake, 25, about 2 years ago. We realized we graduated from the same college when we were out one day. We went on a few dates after that and started getting to know each other. When he mentioned he'd been eating pizza every day for the past 3 years, I wasn't thrilled about it, but I thought he was cool otherwise. I figured it was just a quirky exaggeration and that he just really liked pizza. But no, he was serious. He eats pizza every single day without fail. Every time we go out, it has to be pizza. After a few fights here and there, it's become an unspoken understanding that whenever we go out, we'll be getting pizza. And it's not just any pizza. He's picky about it. He'll make us go to inconvenient pizza places that require a subway ride and are far from where either of us lives. We live in New York City, and as most of you know, you can't walk a block without passing a pizza place, so it's not like those faraway places are our only options. I can count all the foods he eats on both hands. They're all simple carbs, but pizza is his absolute favorite. The others he'll only settle for if pizza isn't immediately available. No vegetables, no fruit, no protein whatsoever. He refuses to try any of them, despite having never eaten most of them before. I've tried gently pushing his boundaries, but it always fails. The one time we went somewhere I wanted to go, he pouted the entire time and ordered French fries. He's promised to be more open and says the pizza thing won't last forever, but that it's working for him now, whatever that means. He claims to be high-functioning on the spectrum, which I'm honestly not totally convinced of, but that's another story. He says that's why he can only eat pizza. This has made me more cautious about bringing up issues with his diet because I know how quickly he can claim I'm being insensitive to his disability, and that it's something he truly can't help. And he has done this before. I firmly believe he has some sort of avoidant eating disorder. That part is not debatable. I've more or less dropped the issue because it always leads to a fight, but the resentment is still there. Something I thought was just a small quirk when we first met is now turning into genuine disgust and bitterness toward him and his unwillingness to change. I guess he thought I got over it since I stopped bringing it up as much, but then he told me his plan. He's going to stop eating pizza every day after 10,000 consecutive days of pizza. That's roughly around 2040. Factoring in the days he's already logged. He's going to document it on Instagram and show everyone his streak. He seems so proud of this idea and commitment, and I'm genuinely stunned that he thinks this is just some quirky, interesting thing that people will support. Taking away the inconvenience of always eating where he wants to, not being able to cook for us, and me being bored of eating the same thing over and over, it's simply unhealthy. He claims that since he's outwardly fit, it's not a big deal, but I disagree. I was sort of putting up with the whole pizza thing at first, but after this announcement, I don't know if I can deal with it much longer. It's inconvenient, and healthy, and, in my opinion, selfish. Every time we go out to eat, everyone has to cater to his self-imposed dietary restrictions. He's going to Germany with his family for vacation, and he's already mapped out the pizza places he can eat at. German pizza over authentic German cuisine. This could very well be something he can't help, and he claims to be getting therapy for it, but I'm seeing no progress. Honestly, I don't think he wants to change. I think he only says he's working on it to placate me. He talks about having a future with me and having kids, but I can't even consider that if he continues with this streak. I'm afraid it'll set a bad example for our kids' eating habits. We don't live together and only see each other about 3 times a week, but the pizza thing is driving me crazy. He proposed moving in together, and I immediately shot that down for now. If I can barely handle it now, living together would only make it worse. I've tried gently coaxing him, showing him studies on how his diet affects his health and holds back the fitness goals he's always complaining about not reaching. I've tried arguing in frustration, only to be told I'm a jerk for even bringing it up. Here's a streamlined version of your text. ***, or do I just need to throw in the towel at this point and move on with my life? Never thought I'd get so stressed out over pizza. Asterisk asterisk. Asterisk asterisk update. Asterisk asterisk. This update is way more dramatic and unpleasant than I had hoped, but here we are. I appreciate all the helpful and reaffirming comments. Despite a few outlandish ones, they made me realize I'm not being nitpicky. So, I decided to give it one last shot and seriously address the issue with him. I told him I didn't mind him having help, but he needed to show he was trying. That's all I was asking for. We were out for dinner, yes, we were eating pizza, and he brought up his upcoming trip to Germany. He mentioned how he'd have to stock up on frozen pizzas to keep his streak going. I figured it was now or never, so I suggested, maybe you don't have to continue the streak. Why not try new German cuisine without worrying about pizza? He responded with, no way, I have people depending on me to continue this streak. I don't want to let them down. I told him, I don't think anyone cares about your streak as much as you do. It's unhealthy, and it's consuming your life. You're about to go to Germany, and instead of looking forward to the culture and food, your priority is finding a grocery store to stock up on frozen pizzas. I think you need to talk to your therapist again. The rest of the dinner was a back and forth about his diet and how it was impacting our relationship. He didn't think it was an issue because his health was fine. He told me I was being a busybody and needed to mind my own business. I reminded him this was my business because it affected us. We could only eat one thing together, we couldn't have meals at home, and if we ever had kids, the example he was setting was terrible. After dinner, the plan was to go back to his place, but he was visibly simmering in silence. I should have gone home, but I didn't expect the storm that was coming. When we got to his place, he exploded. He screamed about how sick he was of me bringing this up and that it was his life, and I couldn't control what he did or ate. I told him I cared about his health, but he was right, I couldn't control him. But I also couldn't stay and enable him. That's when things escalated. He threw in my face how he'd been there for me during my struggles with alcoholism and relapses. I couldn't dispute that. He had been there. The difference is, I wanted to change. I acknowledged my issue and knew I couldn't go on that way. I explained this, but things just kept spiraling. Then, he threatened to expose me. He has a blog and said he would write a post about living with an alcoholic and use my name, sharing it on Facebook. I panicked. I cried and begged him not to use my most vulnerable moments against me. He told me if I left, he absolutely would. That was all I needed to hear. I was done. I realized this wasn't love. If he was willing to blackmail me to keep me around, it was time to go. I left. I didn't care about my stuff at his place. He emailed me a draft of the post, with the subject last chance. I blocked him on everything and deactivated my social media. Let him post it. I couldn't control him, but I could control myself and how I reacted. Asterisk asterisk small update. Asterisk asterisk. He never followed through on the blackmail. I blocked him on everything that night and never looked back. It's been almost 4 years with no contact, and I couldn't be happier. Good riddance. Oh, and he also used to threaten to unalive himself every time I talked about breaking up. Good times, right? Last I heard, he moved to LA. He tried to contact me twice, once through a burner account on Snapchat and another time via Venmo. Eventually, he got the message. No, he never posted the blog. I don't think he ever intended to, just empty threats to keep me around. He had serious issues, and I have no desire to ever see or hear from him again.